says, my masjid's imam offers Tarāwīḥ with 4 rak'ah. Should I pray behind him, or should I go to another masjid that follows the Sunnah? The issue of praying 4 rak'ah for night prayer with 2 tashahhud and 1 taslim is an issue of dispute. In the Hanafi school of thought, they say you can pray 2 rak'ahs, or 4 rak'ahs, or even 6 rak'ahs and 6 rak'ahs in a row. And the evidence they have is that Mother Aisha said that the Prophet ﷺ used to offer 3 rak'ahs with 1 salam, and 5 rak'ahs with 1 salam, and not sitting except in the 5th, and 7 rak'ahs with 1 salam, not sitting except in the 7th, and 9 rak'ahs with 1 salam, sitting on the 8th and sitting on the 9th, the final tashahhud. So they say that when you want to pray, you pray 4, you want to pray 6, no problem. And also their evidence is that Mother Aisha said the Prophet ﷺ used to pray 4 rak'ahs. Don't ask about how long, beautiful, perfect they are. Then he used to pray other 4 rak'ahs below that in length. So some scholars thought that this means that he used to pray 4 rak'ahs with 1 taslim. But we, as students of knowledge, know that it is not permissible to take one single hadith and overlook the other evidences. This is not the way of true students of knowledge. You have to do your due diligence. So collect all the hadiths that speak about the quantity of night prayer, the format, and then try to come up with a unified conclusion. And what do we mean by that? See, the evidences that the Hanafis and others use are valid and authentic. But in the hadith that is agreed upon, meaning that Bukhari and Muslim agreed upon, which makes it the highest level of authenticity, the Prophet ﷺ said, Salatul Layli, night prayer, is mathna, is prayed in pairs, 2 rak'ahs, salam, 2 rak'ahs, salam, 2 rak'ahs, salam. And if you fear Fajr, then offer 1 rak'ah of witr. So this hadith clearly states that it shouldn't be more than 2 rak'ahs. And this is why the Hanbali school of thought say that anything above 2 is void and unaccepted, because it defies the instruction of the Prophet ﷺ. However, what do you answer the hadith of the Prophet used to pray 3, sitting in the last rak'ah, prayed 5, sitting in the last rak'ah, etc. Scholars said that this is clear. This is witr. So the Prophet used to pray night prayer, isolated, and then when he wanted to perform witr, he used to either do that by 2 plus 1, or 3 sitting only in the 3rd, or 5 sitting only on the 5th, or 7, etc. So by this point of view, you collect all hadiths, you authenticate all hadiths, and you implement all hadiths with this understanding without the need of ignoring or neglecting one hadith because it doesn't fit with your opinion. So those who say you can pray 4, come to the hadith of Salatul Layl, night prayer is 2 by 2, and have a problem. They have a dilemma. They can't combine between the two, so they neglect this hadith as if it was not said, though it is of the greatest grades of authenticity. So now we have an issue. The masjid next to my home, they pray 4 rak'ahs with 2 tashahhud and 1 salam, like they pray dhuhr and isha. So should I pray there? My own preference is that you should not pray with them, because they go against the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, Salatul Layli Mathna Mathna. Do I say that they are wrong and sinful? No, no, no. They are following a respected school of thought. And they are laymen. They are people of ignorance. They don't have knowledge. Maybe they are PhD holders in physics, but they have zero knowledge in Islamic knowledge or in sciences. So you cannot blame them. This is the best they can do, is follow their imam blindly. But for you who have knowledge, no. Look for a masjid that follows the majority of Muslims and prays like the majority of Muslims, 2 rak'ahs with salam, 2 rak'ahs with salam, and you will be safe, inshallah. And a word of advice to those extreme Hanafi brothers and sisters. Now, okay, I know that your school of thought says you can pray 4. But does it say you must not pray 2? They say, no, we can't pray 2. So, a word of advice. As long as there is room in your madhab, in your school of thought, why not be safe rather than sorry? If the vast majority of Muslims say that you must pray 2 rak'ahs, why insist on praying 4 when your school of thought allows you to pray 2 rak'ahs? Just to be safe, to be with the majority, to be with the rest of the Muslims. Now, if you don't, and you insist on praying 4, then you know that you're blindly following your imam, and your imam is prejudiced. Your imam, who's leading your prayer, is doing this out of control, so that his congregation would not go elsewhere. So he decides to control them and tell them only 4 rak'ahs is allowed. Otherwise, you're out of our congregation. You must not raise your hands or we will kick you out of the masjid. This is his house. It's not the house of Allah. If he has the authority to kick people because they have the conviction of following the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ and he doesn't, and he wants to do this, then you be careful of your Islam, because you're not following Quran and the Sunnah. You're following this dude, and he is definitely misguiding you.